topic: transplanting hepatitis C positive kidney. Definition: hepatitis is inflammation of the liver. Inflammation is the swelling of organs that occur when organs are injured or infected. The inflammation can damage the organs. There are different types of hepatitis. One type, hepatitis C, is the virus HCV. Hepatitis C can vary from and illness.
People in need of kidney transplants are intentionally agreeing to be given a kidney infected with hepatitis C. Doctors believe this will be okay because there is new medicine that's believed to cure hepatitis C. Researchers at the Johns Hopkins University and the University of Pennsylvania are testing to see if these transplants can safely be done. If so, this will be revolutionary for patients in need of organs. Peter Reese, a kidney specialist who's a part of the study, stated, "We always dreaded hepatitis C, but now hepatitis C is just a different disease."
Pros and cons. Pros: hepatitis C is treated with antivirus drugs, which can cure the disease in most cases. If you have acute hepatitis C, your heart care provider can wait to see if your infection becomes chronic before starting treatment. Cons: most people with hepatitis C have no symptoms. Some people with hepatitis might have symptoms between 1 and 3 months. The symptoms might include yellow, orange, fatigue, fever, a strong gray on the clay color, showing pain.
Hepatitis C is a major problem in the United States and really around the world.
More people are dying of hepatitis C in this country than of HIV. I think many people don't hear about what hepatitis C even is and how you can get it. So hepatitis C is just a virus. It doesn't do a whole lot other than want to live in your liver and make more copies of itself. So the word hepatitis has to do with hepa, which is the liver, anything having to do with the liver, itis, which means irritated or diseased. And we know that there are different viruses that once they're in the body, their home base is the liver. The primary viruses we see in this country are hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C.
So anytime someone was exposed to someone else's blood, and that could happen through blood transfusions before 92, organ transplantation before screening, people on dialysis, people with hemophilia, as well as people who inject drugs. All were identified as high-risk populations, as were people living with HIV, because many of the same modes of transmission for HIV are also true for hepatitis C. Their immune system tries to fight it, and this battle goes on in a very silent way in their liver for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And it may also be causing other problems. Hepatitis C is linked to things like the development of type 2 diabetes, as well as lymphomas and kidney disease. But what happens to some people is over time, their livers scar, leading to cirrhosis. But it's only at that stage, when the liver can no longer function, that symptoms become obvious.
When you're having all that itching, that's because your liver was acting up.
I had no symptoms. It didn't affect anything that I was doing. So I didn't respond to it.
And once you get cirrhosis, your liver can stop working.
And the idea is if you don't know you have it, you can't get the treatment and you can't be cured.
Application in nursing. Take precaution with the blood and organ secretion that protects the hand with the use of gloves and the state of handling. The use of disposable material on parental type and the separation of the material from parent. We do not suffer from disease when disposable material is not available. See the hypochlorite solutions material before sending to the sterilization department. Avoid accident when not in contact with this virus.
Hepatitis C is a global pandemic and leading cause of liver disease. In the United States in 2007, approximately 4 million people have been infected by the hepatitis C virus, with approximately 17,000 new infections occurring each year. Of these, approximately 3 million have developed chronic infection. In infected individuals, HCV produces an estimated 1 trillion new viral copies of itself every day. Understanding the life cycle of HCV replication is necessary to fully appreciate HCV infection. In infected patients, the hepatitis C virus attaches to plasma lipid particles, and together they travel through the bloodstream to the liver. In the body, HCV targets liver cells, hepatocytes. This is because hepatitis C viral particles have proteins on their surface that bind to receptors on the surface of liver cells, such as the LDL receptor, CD81, scavenger receptor class B type 1, or SRB1, Claudin-1, and occludin. When these receptors are engaged, the liver cell internalizes the virus. Inside the liver cell, HCV dissolves its outer coating, releasing genetic material into the cytoplasm of the liver cell. This genetic material is in the form of a single positive strand of RNA, a molecule that contains all of the necessary information for HCV to replicate itself. This viral RNA migrates to the endoplasmic reticulum, where proteins are made to support cellular life. There, the viral RNA interacts with the ribosomes on the outer surface of the endoplasmic reticulum. These ribosomes then translate the genetic information to produce viral polyproteins over 3,000 amino acids long. These polyproteins are made up of 3 structural and 7 non-structural proteins, a total of 10 distinct viral proteins. The 3 structural proteins include the core protein plus envelope proteins E1 and E2, 2 proteins that attach to liver cell receptors. All 3 structural proteins, along with the first non-structural protein, the ion channel P7, are freed from the polyprotein.
Also applied in Ecuador. Andres Reyes is coordinator on the gastroenterology area on the hospital on the Ecuadorian Social Security Institute, Quito Sur. The doctor indicates that there are 3 main types of hepatitis. Hepatitis that occur when you have food or drink contact with face. It is the most common type and can affect the entire population. That in children, youth, and adults, hepatitis B and C mostly affect adults. This is spread by making contact with body fluids of people with the disease.
Number 5. Hepatitis C protease inhibiting drugs.
Hepatitis C, a common liver disease that affects an estimated 3.9 million people in the U.S., is typically diagnosed when abnormal liver enzymes are identified through a routine blood test, or if the infection becomes severe. 70% of patients with hepatitis C develop chronic disease, and 30% may develop cirrhosis of the liver within 20 years of exposure to the virus. An additional 20% of these patients eventually develop liver cancer. Total medical costs for people with hepatitis C are approximately $30 billion. The best cure rates of about 40% include combination of the oral antiviral medicine ribavirin and an injectable interferon. The flu-like side effects of these drugs are often debilitating. leading many patients to stop treatment. There are an estimated 300,000 Americans with hepatitis C who have failed this treatment protocol. 2 advanced drugs called hepatitis C protease inhibitors, now awaiting approval from the FDA, have the ability to fundamentally change the treatment for hepatitis C by blocking a key enzyme that viruses need in order to reproduce. A new era of antiviral medications developed specifically to target hepatitis C virus is about to begin.
Conclusion. The only method that currently exists to prevent infection with the hepatitis C virus is to avoid being in contact with the blood of people with the disease. The patient must watch every time that evil a possible infection. You must use disposable syringe, use proper sterile surgical material, and pay attention to things like a piercing or a tattoo things. Although there carry a possibility of minimal contamination, if they are not sterilized with the instrument to make they can cause the virus to spread.
This video is intended to provide introductory information on this topic to the general public. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice. Always rely only on your own doctor in matters related to your health. Hepatitis C symptoms and signs don't appear in everyone